Another delay tonight in the quadruple murder case of 4 University of Idaho students. We have the judge's reaction to Bryan Kohberger's lawyers arguing to take the death penalty off the table.
Hazy sunshine for Friday, where the smoke is coming from and when the rain will clear it out in the forecast.
A local high school coach is facing the toughest battle of his life, stage 4 cancer. We'll show you why his players believe there is no excuse not to give it your all and how Coach Brian Gardner is inspiring them.
And the federal government funds facilities that market themselves as helping troubled teens, but we're learning most of these therapy places may be adding to kids' trauma. Tonight in a special report, we uncover allegations of abuse and what parents need to know before signing their teens up for something like this. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, attorneys for the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022 argued in court today for the judge to remove the death penalty as a punishment if he's convicted. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for Bryan Kohberger if he's convicted of killing Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Madison Mogen. Marissa Rio shares some of the arguments Kohberger's defense made today.
Kohberger's attorneys threw out every possible argument you could think of today, from the method of execution to international law. To be eligible for the death penalty in Idaho, defendants have to meet 1 or more aggravating factors. The defense says the multiple victim factor should not be considered because it diminishes the severity of a murder where there is only 1 victim. In the defense's beginning arguments regarding the method of execution, defense attorney Ann Taylor pointed to the recent botched execution of serial killer Thomas Creech, to which the judge replied,
"It seems to me that was a particularized incident wherein Mr. Creech, the execution really hadn't even begun yet in the sense that they couldn't locate a vein. I don't see how that issue is universal."
The example of Creech was argued over for quite a bit of time. Kohberger's attorneys also talked about using the firing squad, which they called a cruel and unusual method.
But the reality is if he is convicted, we know it's going to be a decade plus before that sentence would be carried out. And who knows what the methods may be then.
The defense also argued that the death penalty goes against modern decency.
The number of states that are still doing it is shrinking. And so when you look at that total fabric, it's our contention that we've reached the point where the death penalty really ought to be abolished.
The prosecution argued that we are nowhere near a national consensus that the death penalty is improper or indecent. After several hours of arguments, the judge adjourned for the day, saying he would issue the decision in writing soon. Kohberger's trial is scheduled to begin August 11th, 2025. For more arguments made today in court, visit our website at KXLY.com. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. Some good news if you are looking for a new loan or you're hoping to refinance at a lower rate. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 1/4 point. This is the second time the rate has come down since September. Interest rates were at an all-time high at the start of the year.
All right, it was awful cold this morning. I had to delay my walk with the dogs by about an hour or so for the temperatures to creep up at least a couple degrees.
Yeah, Derek's dog walk is kind of my thermostat. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now to let us know if those temperatures in the 20s are here to stay.
We have one more morning in the 20s, and then we're going to start to see some warmer and wetter weather. 4 things to know about your forecast. We do have a cold Friday morning. We'll be down in the 20s around the region once again. Hazy sunshine, and we're going to talk more about that haze in just a moment. We have rain on the way, and that is going to come in late Saturday night. If you still have, or late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night, if you still have some raking to do, Saturday morning and potentially Sunday morning are going to be your 2 times to rake. Sunday morning's leaves will be a little bit wetter than Saturday's. And I have added a word to the mountain snow high. It looks like our snow level is going to be a little bit higher than originally thought, and I'll talk more about that that later in the broadcast. But first, Friday morning lows across the region will once again be in the 20s in most locations. Liberty Lake, the exception at 30, but below freezing just about everywhere. Patchy freezing fog, a possibility, and watch for those sparkly streets. That frost can be just as slick as a snowy road. Friday morning's lows regionally, 20 in Colville, 28 in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint, 30 in Pullman, and one spot above freezing, Lewiston at 36. Your Friday planner, it is going to be a dry day, light winds, plenty of sunshine, but that sunshine is going to be filtered through the haze of local smoke. I will now hand it over to meteorologist Matt Gray, who tells us where that haze is coming from. Matt?
And certainly something that we have gotten to a bit of a shock of this morning, just noticing how hazy it got very quickly. It is really become an actual impact to air quality. We've been in moderate air quality all day around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We've actually gotten very close earlier in the day into this orange range, unhealthy for sensitive groups. The reasons why, a combination of weather and forestry. Now that fire season is far behind us, well, means it's time for prescribed burns around the inland Northwest, and there have been plenty of them this week. Now, what you see of these orange dots on your screen, mainly in North Idaho, are hot spots. They're getting picked up by the GOES 18 weather satellite, and these are just some of the dozens of prescribed burns that are ongoing across Idaho and Washington. However, just because there's smoke, that doesn't automatically mean that we're going to just be breathing it in. There are weather factors in play here too, keeping that smoke in our breathing space. It has been sunny and cold, and that this time of year means only one thing. It's time for temperature inversions. High pressure sits over us. It gives us that beautiful sunshine, but that descending air also kind of puts a lid on that air that cools off very quickly at night. Now it's trapped below a warmer air layer, and that means that smoke or smog or ozone or other pollutants, well, they all stay trapped near the ground. Now, that's why today we saw easterly winds in that lower wind layer and that lower air layer from these prescribed burns, taking that smoke across the Rafton Prairie and down into the Spokane Valley today. And from atop Mount Spokane, you could see that. You can see the orange arrows here, that layer of thick haze pretty clearly looking across into North Idaho. Now, it probably does not help that these are the coldest nights of the season so far, and that means a lot of wood stoves are adding to the stale and hazy mix. In fact, Spokane Clean Air just put in stage 1 air restrictions, so no outdoor burning. We have a link up at KXLY.com if you want to check your wood stove as far as that part goes. Luckily, we will see some changes, as Chris is going to talk about later on in this program, that'll break those inversions and see the air quality improve. And it also means more rain is on the way. She'll be back later with that.
Matt, thank you. Monday is Veterans Day, which means the kids are staying home from school, and there are some other things you should know for Monday as well. All street parking meters will be free in the city of Spokane. All public library branches will be closed, but garbage pickup will operate on its normal schedule.
All right, we have a special report coming up next. Natalie Grant uncovers the dark underbelly of facilities that claim to straighten out troubled teens and why Paris Hilton is working with congressional lawmakers to ban them for good.
Plus, new board members at North Idaho College have until the end of the year to iron out some major problems with the school's accreditation. Next, learn what they hope to tackle before that deadline.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Save your greed! Shop Consigned Furniture and Jewelry's Veterans Day sale now. Save up to 70% off all consigned, one-of-a-kind pieces throughout the store. Veterans and active duty receive an additional 20% off.
Consigned Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
It's a 4-day four-wheel drive sale this week at Cal.
Where for 4 days only, Cal is dropping the prices on four-wheel drives. Plus, giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in.
Which is a double $800 reason to upgrade your ride from Cal.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see all that you are? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you. Kaiser Permanente.
This
This November, stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. It's time for an autumn getaway. Now is the perfect opportunity to come stay and win. Call us now to book your room starting at just $79 midweek and $99 weekends at the beautiful Kootenai Falls Lodge. And join us for a $10,000 giveaway, Tournament Tuesdays, and November Hot Spins. Put some extra stuffing in your pockets this November, only at the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
HCM is a serious heart condition affecting as many as 1 in 200 people. Like me.
And me. I was still short of breath on my beta blocker.
So I talked to my cardiologist.
And asked about treatment advances in HCM.
That talk made a real difference.
It gave me new hope.
Talk to your cardiologist today. Visit HCMRealTalk.com to learn more.
BECU and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. On November 8th, bring your old tattered flag to BECU, and in exchange, you'll receive a new flag with help from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
This November, let's thank veterans and military families who are serving.
BECU is proud to be part of the Great American Flag Swap. We're honored to live in a community that supports veterans and military families who sacrifice for the benefit of us all. Visit us in Spokane and see what banking is like when people come first. BECU, not for profit, equals more for people.
Shop Consigned Furniture and Jewelry's Veterans Day sale now. Save up to 70% off all consigned, one-of-a-kind pieces throughout the store. Veterans and active duty receive an additional 20% off.
Consigned Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Well, imagine waking up in the middle of the night and being taken from your bed to a strange facility by people you don't know. Then imagine finding out this was consented to and paid for by your own parents.
This is the reality for thousands of kids across the U.S. and right here in the inland Northwest who are sent to youth residential programs. These programs claim to help and fix troubled teens, but oftentimes those teens suffer years of abuse and lifelong trauma. Tonight, 4 News Now's Natalie Grant is sharing the story of one Spokane woman who spent years in one of those facilities as a teen and is now joining a growing effort to stop them. And it's all backed with a little bit of star power.
I get by the letter, I was like, I just wish you would come and save me. I hate it here. It's awful.
At 17 years old, Melanie Brennan admits she was not the best kid.
I had a lot of depression. There was, some trouble at home between my parents and I where we just didn't see eye to eye. And so I did realize that there were things that needed to be done. What I didn't expect was that I was going to be shipped away.
Melanie said her parents didn't know what to do.
I was in therapy and so was my mom, and my understanding is the therapist said, here's a great place that they had heard about. This can help Melanie. This will fix her. This will bring her back.
But what was marketed as help did more harm.
Ended up getting taken in the middle of the night I was at a friend's house and I was staying the night, and I was taken by 2 strange men that I didn't know, and they held me by my wrists and by my ankles and said, you can either come the easy way or the hard way. And I fought, of course. They took me and ankles and hands and put me in a car and then transported me to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And then from there, I was there for 60 days. And then after that, I was transported to southern Utah.
While there, Melanie says she was put through years of mental and physical abuse, manipulation, and days of isolation.
You're not allowed to talk to anybody, and you can't look outside windows. That's considered run plans. You are completely in a sealed facility. I had my knee on my back. I was held down. I was highly medicated and drugged. They put me on a lot of antipsychotics and antidepressants and mood stabilizers.
According to Melanie, Cross Creek Manor, the facility she was brought to in Utah, is now closed. But there are many more just like it popping up across the country. Recently, stories like Melanie's have been brought to the spotlight through shows like The Program on Netflix.
They dehumanize the kids, that these kids are liars and manipulators. They use that to create compliance.
And celebrities like Paris Hilton opening up about their own time in a youth residential program and the abuse she endured.
These programs promised healing, growth, and support, but instead did not allow me to speak, move freely, or even look out a window for 2 years.
Hilton now has turned her experience into activism, speaking to lawmakers across the country and trying to pass legislation demanding more financial oversight and regulation to these facilities.
Because people aren't going to get away with this anymore. Enough is enough.
with the data that we have, we've seen that this is a $23 billion a year industry, and that's just federal funds. And so for the very first time, what this bill will do is start to create accountability.
Caroline Cole is a policy strategist on Hilton's team. According to Cole, these facilities are largely funded by federal dollars. Last year, they introduced the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act and have been working since to get it passed, garnering a massive amount of support from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, including our local leaders.
I've had the opportunity to meet with several here locally, and it's compelling that we need to take action. We all agree that we must be protecting our children in these institutions. And
earlier this year, Hilton's team, along with local survivors like Melanie, met with Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers, hoping to gain her support for the bill.
When you have facilities that are, you see these cases where children are being abused, the state needs to be taking action.
According to Cole, along with financial oversight, Hilton's team hopes to create a path for more local outpatient options for kids that still need extra help and parents who don't know where to turn.
We know that there's going to be young people out there who need a more serious level of care. They need a higher level of intervention. And we believe that that care should be safe, it should be effective, it should be evidence-based, and it should be short-term, right? We don't want to see kids in these facilities for 3 years, 4 years, 6, 7, 8 years.
Melanie has been out of the program for almost 20 years now, but says the treatment and abuse she experienced there will never go away.
I constantly feel like I'm doing something wrong. It doesn't matter. It's always there. I'm doing something wrong. I've screwed up. They're going to find out. I don't even know what they're finding out. I'm like, but they're going to find it out.
But now she hopes her story can serve as an example and stop the abuse.
I just want there to be more visibility, because the biggest problem is these places are still around. My chance of not going is long past. You know, I'm not here, but I'm here for the kids now.
Right now, the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act is stuck in the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, which Representative Cathy McMorris Rodgers is the chair of. Paris and her team hope the bill is able to make it to the House floor for a hearing before the end of the session, which is in January. That's also the end of Representative Cathy McMorris Rodgers' term. Of course, we'll keep you updated on the status. Reporting in studio, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Wow. All right, check out the Coats for Kids available now to families in Sandpoint. $3,600 donated to the drive has turned into boxes and boxes of new coats. You can pick up a coat at the Bonner County Food Bank Monday through Friday.
And you can tell from those pictures there are still a lot of winter coats available at the distribution sites that are still open. You can see the list right now on your screen. 4 News Now wants to make sure that every child stays warm through the cold months that we have ahead. Chris?
We have to have those coats at the bus stops on mornings like this. 28 degrees this morning, 32 is our average morning low. We're actually a little above average for our high today, and that is the trend heading into the weekend, but not for long. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Stay ahead of your child's moderate to severe eczema. And they can show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic, I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
And I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Thrillifyingly fast Xfinity internet for just $19.99 a month. And see Wicked, only in theaters November 22nd.
This holiday season, believe in the magic of the North Pole. As you set sail for a holiday adventure like no other, marvel over the stunning light display along the magical journey to meet Santa. Experience the magic that only happens on Lake Coeur d'Alene. Even the Grinch can't resist the holiday cheer. Book during Santa's Sneak Peek Week and enjoy 25% off tickets from November 15th to November 27th and discover the magic of the holiday season.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
Because my coworkers and I stood united with our union, UFCW 3000.
We just negotiated a record-setting contract for the essential grocery store workers at Albertsons, Fred Meyer, and Safeway.
We were able to secure funding for workforce development and training and pension contribution increases.
If you'd like a strong union at your workplace, contact us here.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
All right, welcome back. More rain is headed our way.
Meteorologist Chris Crocker shows us now how long that wet weather is going to stick around, Chris.
Well, it is. Once it gets started, it is not going to stop for a while, as is a typical November, especially during a La Nina year. But right now, we don't even have a cloud in the sky. It's 43 degrees in Spokane right now with clear skies, clear in Coeur d'Alene, quite a bit cooler. It's 35 degrees right now. Taking your forecast hour by hour tomorrow, again, we are going to have that haze that Matt Gray talked about from the prescribed burns. 29 degrees and the air temperature inversion trapping in the pollution. 29 degrees to start the day. Light winds, and we're going to be heading up to a high of 51. Our average high for this time of year is in the mid-40s, so we're a little right about 5 degrees above average, and we're cooling down into the mid-40s by the time Friday night football games are underway. Friday's highs around the region will be in the 50s through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, ranging from 50 in Spirit Lake and Deer Park to 53 in Spokane Valley, downtown, as well as Liberty Lake. 50s in most locations tomorrow. Colville, one of the exceptions, at 49. Dry all day Friday, dry for most of the day on Saturday, and then the first in a series of systems comes in late Saturday. That one's going to be fairly weak, followed by another one Sunday. Lots of wet weather on Monday, and we're going to keep that going almost every day through the 7-day forecast. Actually, Tuesday may be the closest we get to a break, and I don't think that day will be completely dry. High pressure in control right now. That's what sets up the temperature inversions, trapping the haze and the pollution at the surface for tomorrow. But here comes a palate cleanser on Saturday. Saturday at 7, cold front comes through with some light precipitation Saturday late. And then we get a little bit of a break before the next system comes in on Sunday, bringing more meaningful precipitation and setting the stage for additional systems to bring wet weather in, basically one after another. Now, this has changed since yesterday. The snow level looks like it is going to be a little bit higher than originally thought, way up at 7,000 feet on Friday. And then as that wet weather comes in, we're going to be in the 6,000 foot range Saturday and Sunday. That takes it up above pass level. That also brings it up awfully high in terms of your skiing. It is early in the season, and then our snow level does begin to drop as we get into next week. Your planning forecast: hazy sunshine tomorrow. Saturday will be warm, and again, that rain coming in late. You can rake all day Saturday before the rain comes in. Sunday, more rain on the way, and that is going to be a little more substantial and earlier in the day. Veterans Day right now looks like it is going to be fairly soggy, and then more rain next week. Tuesday, possibly the driest day of the week. Another thing I want to point out, overnight lows will be down in the 20s tonight, third night in a row, and then right at freezing Friday night into Saturday morning, and then some fairly warm overnight lows through the rest of the forecast. So I think we can take valley snow out of the equation, at least in the short term, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, newly elected Governor Bob Ferguson says he's ready to take on the second Trump administration.
Ahead, how he and the Attorney General's office plan to protect the rights of Washingtonians in the event of federal laws changing.
And North Idaho College now has new leadership following this week's election. How they hope to save the college from losing accreditation before the April deadline. Next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The dryer still isn't working. What are we going to do before the holidays?
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our Black Friday Super Sale and experience unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. This 2-in-1 removable agitator lets you choose how you wash and care for your clothes with 2 ways to wash. It's twice the washer you have at home. Get it today and save $500 on the Whirlpool Hybrid Washer Dryer pair. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Right now, get a free tankless water heater with every full HVAC system purchase. Call Bills today.
So, boss man, what are we doing today?
Oh, just annual maintenance.
Annual maintenance?
Yeah, the yearly tune-up to keep the heating and cooling stuff running. Wait, you do get tune-ups on your HVAC equipment, right?
Any chance you can come by my house after this and check out my system?
I think it's important for us as tribal people to educate and inform others as to who we are and what we're about. We have a beautiful culture that we respect our lands, we respect our waters.
Our medical center serves Indian and non-Indian. We were the first one in the nation to do that.
We built a $25 million core center for the children.
We also house the Boys and Girls Club out of there.
Our employees here are friendly. It gives you that welcome home feeling.
Elegance, style, quality, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass. News Now is brought to you by Super One Foods.
Welcome back. 3 new trustees are ready to start working with North Idaho College later this month after winning their elections.
All 3 candidates are focused on helping the college with its budget and maintaining its accreditation. Derek Strom spoke with one of the trustee-elects about the challenges the college is facing.
All 3 of the North Idaho Republican-backed candidates for the North Idaho College Board of Trustees, Eve Knutson, Rick Durbin, and Mary Havercroft, all won their elections. Knutson feels like that will help them work together to ensure the future of North Idaho College.
Now there's 5 of us that have a similar definition of what the role of a trustee is.
Now that the election results are in for Kootenai County, all 3 of the new trustees at North Idaho College are preparing to get to work. The college is facing some big challenges, including the possibility of losing its accreditation, which is something Eve Knutson doesn't want to see.
It's what truly gives weight to the programs, the certificates that come from the college, the classes that students take.
North Idaho College's accreditation is currently under a show cause sanction from the Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities. Knutson says the Board of Trustees will be working towards getting the college back into good standing, but they only have until the end of 2024.
We're going to be focused on how we sustain all of the programs at NIC going forward into the future while still being responsible to the taxpayer.
The North Idaho Republicans endorsed all 3 winning candidates, and the Save NIC Now group feels their campaign will get the college moving in the right direction.
We have 4 years to make a real difference and rectify all the harm that was brought to us by Todd Banducci and Greg McKenzie's board majority.
In Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, Democratic leaders in Washington are bracing for what's ahead following Donald Trump's presidential win.
Washington's next governor, Bob Ferguson, said today he's devoted to protecting Washington alongside his successor, Attorney General Nick Brown. Hunter Bertram joins us in studio this evening with their concerns and plans for the future of Washington.
Yeah, Derek and Kirsten, when it comes to Trump's take on immigration, civil rights, and reproductive health care, it's vastly different than many of our elected officials here in Washington. Today, Ferguson and Brown shared their plans for what's ahead.
We will do everything in our power to defend the rights of Washingtonians, the people of this great state, and to make sure that when there is an illegal action, that we will look very closely to see if we can bring a case, can we be successful?
Both Brown and Ferguson cited litigation and law will work in favor of protecting Washingtonians, noting that Ferguson won 55 lawsuits against Trump's administration during his last presidency, which Ferguson says might not be as easy this time around.
One of many reasons why we were successful with our litigation against the Trump administration was they were often sloppy in the way they rolled out their executive action. This time around, I anticipate that we will see less of that.
Ferguson also expressed concerns about the lack of individuals in Trump's administration who are willing to keep him in check. And with all of the history between Donald Trump and our future governor, when asked about the possible retribution from Trump, Ferguson explained he hopes to not have an adversarial relationship with the commander-in-chief and hopes that the expertise of the Washington Attorney General's office will not be necessary to intervene against the new administration. In studio, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
All right, Hunter, thank you. Some people living in Millwood say they don't want a new turn lane paved onto an already busy road.
Why they worry an additional lane added to Argonne Road will only increase drivers' speeds when we come back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So what do you think about these? We like this.
Yeah, we love that.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turned out.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
This November, stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. It's time for an autumn getaway. Now is the perfect opportunity to come stay and win. Call us now to book your room starting at just $79 midweek and $99 weekends at the beautiful Kootenai Falls Lodge. And join us for a $10,000 giveaway, Tournament Tuesdays, and November Hot Spins. Put some extra stuffing in your pockets this November. Only at the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
What can we make for you today from the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana?
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to KXLY.com/coatsforkids to find a distribution location near you.
Fred's Appliance would like to thank everyone who donated to Coats for Kids. Because of our Spokane community coming together, we can keep kids warm. At Fred's, we're proud to support our community. Come in and see us today for the appliance you need with service you can trust.
Next, ET, our Snoop Dogg voice exclusive.
Are you not entertained?
Plus, our Casey and Monica Endgame.
At the end of the day, we'll see what happens.
Our Yellowstone Week continues with Luke Grimes. Next, ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Suspect is on the roof, requesting backup.
2 daring rescues.
Someone's got to go down there.
1 new hero.
I can do it. I'm his big brother.
If we don't try this, we might not get to him in time.
911, all new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
All right, welcome back. Hazy conditions hanging around today here in the inland Northwest.
Chris is back to tell us more about what the next 12 hours will look like. Chris?
Well, with high pressure in control, that is keeping the clouds away. It is also creating that temperature inversion. And as our temperatures drop tonight, we will see the pollutants of the day trapped at the surface and waiting for us in the morning. Moderate air quality right now at 82. That could get close to that unhealthy for sensitive groups range by tomorrow morning. We have a number of prescribed burns around the region. Everywhere you see a little orange spot on your map, we are looking at forest management. We are dealing with that so we don't have bigger fires in the spring and summer. However, that does result in some haze on the horizon in your Friday planner. 29 degrees to start the day. Hazy sunshine throughout, a high temperature of 51 degrees. 46 is our average time. We will see some improvement in that haze as the day goes on. The big improvements, however, are coming this weekend as we have a big change in our weather pattern. I'll let you know when to expect the wet weather and have your 8 to 14 day outlook later in the news. Derek?
All right, Chris, thanks so much. A new construction project in Millwood meant to ease congestion on Argonne Road has some business owners and people living there upset.
The project, which will start in the spring, will be on Argonne between Liberty and Frederick Avenue. Madeline Mullins is in Millwood tonight. Madeline, what are some of the frustrations about this project?
Yeah. Argonne Road is a major road with 2 lanes going both directions. And the plan here is to widen it and then add a center turn lane that runs through it. And that's why people who live and work here are upset. If you drive down Argonne Road, you might miss it. Neon yellow signs taped up in store windows. Inside those stores are business owners who don't like this project.
Want to build left turn lanes, want to put in traffic signals so cars can turn more into those neighborhoods.
One of those people is Greg Mott. He has owned the corner door for 32 years. He worries that this project will increase the traffic problems already happening in Millwood.
Major problem we have is traffic cutting through the neighborhoods.
But some in Millwood say that they can see the benefits of having a turn lane.
As a business owner in the area, it's not fun having so much traffic going on Argonne. It's a really congested road. Everybody knows that. I think everybody avoids taking Argonne at all costs.
Mott says the project benefits those commuting through Millwood rather than the people who live there.
Number one priority in Millwood should be the pedestrians, should be the people that live here. It is not that.
He wants the city to be more pedestrian friendly, and some aspects of this project are helping with that.
We like a new trail on the one side of the street. We like a wider sidewalk from Liberty to the river. We like some of those things.
But despite all of that, Mott and others in the community say this project will just increase traffic in Millwood. Now the plan is to widen the road on the other side of the road. They're going to extend it by about 11 feet. And that's where that new path will be as well. That path is connecting the river to the Millwood Interurban Trail. Live in Millwood, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
2 people are facing serious charges after law enforcement says they gave a 3-year-old toddler fentanyl. And we have more on that story right now on our website, KXLY.com.
Well, virus season is here, so now is the time to make sure you're up to date on your whooping cough vaccine. The State Department of Health is now reporting a spike in cases of pertussis. As of this week, nearly 1,200 cases have been reported. Compare that to last year, when only about 50 cases were reported statewide. We're learning that Whitman County is still among the areas seeing the highest rates. Whooping cough is, of course, a respiratory virus that can be dangerous and even deadly for infants and the elderly.
A statewide system malfunction is causing disruptions in the Spokane County court system.
The malfunction started on Friday, and the clerk's office was alerted on Monday. Alexandra Cohen-Yards joins us live from Spokane County Superior Court. Alexandra, you spoke with people who've been tackling these issues. Did they give you any clarity on what caused it?
Yeah, Derek, they tell me that this shutdown was actually intentional. It was in response to a breach that was noticed Friday night, and the Administrative Office of the Courts is currently investigating this situation. This week, the Spokane County Clerk's Office had to go back to doing things the way they used to.
They can come hand file them, and they're stamping them like we did 10 years ago, and then they're logging them by hand until the system goes up again.
On a typical day, thousands of filings are made to the Spokane County Clerk's system. This is now on a halt. The result is piles on piles of documents.
The most disruptive part is we're not able to provide copies to the court unless they're paper copies.
Since Spokane has its own database, internal systems are still working, but criminal history cannot be seen at this time unless the person has already gone through the Spokane County court system. New filings can also not be made unless they are done in person.
If they file a new case, we will not be able to see those documents till they get the system up and running.
This halt is expected to go into next week. Its end is still uncertain. For Spokane judges, the most stressful part is
just not knowing. We got an email that said the system's down. We don't know when it's going to be fixed, and didn't realize how the whole system was down, not just like the document management, but the forms, the statewide forms, their website.
But the height of the chaos might still be to come.
If the system comes up next week, we've got stacks and stacks and stacks of documents that are going to now have to be entered and coded.
It has now been a couple of days that the system has been shut down, and this is something that the Spokane County court system has never had to deal with in the past. They have a team that is working very hard to make sure that this issue has as minimal of an impact as possible. If you have an emergency, you can still take care of it in person. In the meantime, they ask that you remain patient with them as they work through these issues. Live in Spokane, Alexandra Conyards, 4 News Now.
All right, Alexandra, thank you. Still ahead here on 4 News Now at 6, a local high school football coach is battling more than just his team's opponents.
Next, how his team came together to raise money for his cancer treatments and how the coach is maximizing every player's effort on the field.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, good morning, America.
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 Every day of your life. Snow's Auto.
For over 20 years, Snow's Auto has been selling all the best brands at the guaranteed best prices in Spokane. And to celebrate this year's 20th anniversary sale, you can get 20% off all amps, speakers, and subwoofers, 20% off truck and Jeep lifts, 20% off remote starts, and 20% off window tints, plus up to 60% off last year model clearance items. So if you want nice upgrades at big anniversary savings, hurry down to Snow's Auto today.
Now, when the Zags are scoring baskets, fans can score a great deal with Papa Murphy's Slam Dunk Deal. On any game day, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $11.99. The Slam Dunk Deal at Papa Murphy's, a proud partner of Gonzaga Athletics.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
What's all this?
You said it was a recovery day. I got my yoga mat, foam roller, electrolytes, and protein bars. The whole setup.
Refrigerant recovery, Ben. We're recovering the refrigerant to fix the heat pump.
Oh, right. I knew that. Want a protein bar?
Right now, get a free tankless water heater with every full HVAC system purchase. Call Bills today.
Electrolyte?
Ben, take the robe off.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first. But when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let his own maintenance take a back seat. Well, maybe it's time to shift gears on that. Aspen Dental has complete, affordable care, all under one roof. Plus $29 exams and x-rays for new patients without insurance. And 20% off treatment plans for everyone. Making it easier to get started with quality care. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
It's been all smiles in the Gonzaga Bulldogs men's basketball camp this week after a historic beatdown of the number 8 Baylor Bears on Monday night. And the good news just keeps on coming. Some impressive nods and a huge preseason watch list. The John R. Wooden Award Top 50 list reveals 2 Gonzaga players on it today, with Graham Ike and Ryan Nimhart gracing the illustrious roster. The Zags are one of 7 schools with multiple players on the watch list. And those Baylor Bears you're watching, yeah, they have 3 starters listed. Now, voters decide the winner of the award through the end of the conference tournaments, and about the first weekend of March Madness, that's included too, announcing the winner in the Elite 8 round. Gonzaga hits the hardwood again this Sunday. They host the Arizona State Sun Devils, 2 o'clock, program's first ever meeting. Now, it's the second of 3 games against the new Big 12. Bulldogs face more Big 12 teams than any other non-West Coast Conference team this season. Now, on the women's side, Gonzaga star center and reigning WCC Player of the Year, Yvonne Ejim, is the sole Bulldog on the Wooden Award Women's Top 50 watch list. The 5th-year senior from Calgary also earned All WCC First Team, WCC Defensive Player of the Year, the Becky Hammond Player of the Year, and on top of that, an academic All-American. Now, Ejim led the conference in field goal percentage, led the team in blocks, led the team in steals. She's also made appearances on the Canadian national team since 2018. Friday Night Sports Extra coming up as well. Looking forward to it every week. Getting excited for what's coming up next. We do have that coming up tomorrow. It's our last Friday Night Sports Extra, and it's going to be a lot of playoff stuff. Washington and Idaho both having a lot of fun, so very excited for that too.
Playoff time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And one of the best parts about Friday Night Sports Extra is seeing the energy from the fans and the student reactions. At one of the games we recently covered, though, we noticed something different in the stands. Take a look here. At the Mount Spokane versus Ridgeline game, signs like these lined the stadium saying, "Gardner Strong." We learned football coach Brian Gardner has been in a fight with cancer since January. Since making it public, the school and our community did what they do so well, built a powerful wave of support behind Coach. Jordan Smith covered that game a few weeks back. He joins us from Union Stadium with the full story.
Well, the thing about sports is it's always so much more than just a game. And nobody knows that quite like the Mount Spokane Wildcats, who have rallied behind their guy, Coach Brian Gardner, doing whatever they can to help give him a leg up in his battle with cancer.
If you've spent some time around football in Eastern Washington, the chances are you know about Brian Gardner.
So he's locked in on his receiver, and you can see the pressure. Gardner comes in from the backside.
He's faced many battles on the gridiron, but none more important than the one he's facing off the field.
January 24th, I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, stage 3. And then they found a spot in my lung, so I went to stage 4. First thing I thought was my kids. I have 4 children.
The news also came as a shock to his former teammate at Eastern Washington and his best friend, head coach Terry Clower.
I tried to, talk to the team several times about it and, just to tell them what he's going through, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk in front of the team about it. I would just break down.
Gardner lost more than 60 pounds during treatment. Despite it all, he's still walking the sideline this season.
Some days are better than others, but, he's been out there every single day. He hasn't missed a day of practice.
And that kind of motivated us, too, shoot, if he's doing this, we can push too,
The slogan, Gardner Strong, was born. The team banded together, creating wristbands, organizing fundraisers, and collecting as much support as they could.
Actually, right now, we have a blood drive going on at the school. If we get enough people to do the blood drive, they're going to donate to Gardner Strong.
That support, overwhelming for the man who spent his life serving the community, both as a teacher and as a coach.
And you're like, man, do I deserve this? This is just incredible. And, with a lot of bad going on around in this world, it just shows how amazing people are.
And after starting the season 0-4, Mount Spokane, they have stormed back. Winners of their last 5 games, they earned a berth to the postseason. But regardless of what happens in the playoffs, both the coaches and the players tell me that this team has formed a bond that will stay with them for life. For 4 News Now, I'm Jordan Smith.
Oh, thank you, Jordan, and our best to Coach Gardner. 4 things to know about your weather. Cold Friday morning, hazy sunshine throughout the day. We have rain coming in late Saturday and high mountain snow, at least for now, I'll be back with your 8 to 14-day forecast to see if that changes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Walker's Furniture is celebrating Veterans Day this week at all locations with some of the biggest store-wide savings of the year, including a double sales tax discount or no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest financing for up to 5 years.
Living rooms to bedrooms, dining sets to mattresses. Save big and make your home a space that everyone can enjoy.
And with a double sales tax discount, it's the perfect time to get your home ready for the holidays.
During the Veterans Day sale at Walker's.
Over 20 million fans have made Trans-Siberian Orchestra their holiday tradition. Bring the whole family and make it part of yours. The Lost Christmas Eve live in concert. Friday, November 22nd, Spokane Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketswest.com. The return of Trans-Siberian Orchestras. The Lost Christmas Eve. Produced by Live Nation.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Amy M. writes, my kids are having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Will my internet hold up?
Well, our Xfinity gateways are like magic, designed to easily power a ton of teenagers and their devices.
They're so magic, I'm like the Good Witch of engineering.
And I'm the Wicked Witch of beta testing.
And I'm the Wizard of spreadsheets.
I knew he'd excel at that job.
Get Thrillifyingly fast Xfinity internet for just $19.99 a month. And see Wicked, only in theaters November 22nd.
Welcome to Parker Toyota, the Toyota Truck Center of the Northwest. Our inventory has never been better with a huge selection from stock to fully customized trucks.
And now you can choose between a gas or hybrid powertrain. So whether you're looking for great MPGs or a 12,000-pound towing capacity, we have the truck for you.
Check out the all-new Toyota Tacoma and Tundra at your locally owned Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
All right, as I've been warning you, we do have some rain in your weekend forecast.
Yeah, but there's the S word to worry about. Talking about snow, Chris.
You know, it is that time of year, and so I have been looking very closely at that possibility over the next 8 to 14-day forecast. But today we had above average temperatures, but it sure felt like it could snow this morning at 28. That temperature below average, but this one is above. 46 is our average high, and it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. Let's take a look at our high temperature trend over the next 7 days. Our daytime highs are going to be above average. This white line right down here is our average high. We'll be in the 50s for the next couple of days. We do have wet weather coming in, but our daytime highs are going to be up in the near 50-degree range, and overnight lows will be well above freezing after Saturday morning. We're going to be looking at highs or morning lows close to 40 degrees. However, in our extended forecast, actually starting right about the time the 7-day ends, next Saturday, next Sunday, in that November 17th, 18th time frame, below average temperatures start taking over. Now, right now, we're just in that light blue, so maybe not a tremendous drop in our temperatures, and we are still leaning toward above average precipitation, which is always a good bet during a La Nina year, particularly in the month of November, our second wettest month next to December. We're going to track our weather pattern all the way through Thursday of next week. Now, right now, we have high pressure in control. That's what's trapping in that haze and will lead to another hazy day tomorrow. But as we get into Saturday, we have our first round of light precipitation. Here's Saturday at 8 o'clock. Oh, Derek was asking me about the Coug game. Here's Saturday at 8 o'clock, and here's Pullman, so I think we're okay.
Okay.
That's how it looks right now. And then there's more rain coming in on Monday. A little bit of a break sometime Tuesday into Wednesday. Here's Wednesday at 8 a.m. and then another round, and you'll start to see more and more blue mixing in with the green in this system. Here is Thursday at 6 with some cold air waiting to move in as we get into the next weekend. Our snow level, however, for the next few days is going to be well above the valley level. In fact, above pass level, but that is going to start to change, but not through the 7-day forecast. It is just rain and pretty much day after day of rain in the forecast. Looks like especially on Monday, Veterans Day. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. Before we head to our final timeout, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I think this is my favorite. Okay. What do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Walker's Furniture is celebrating Veterans Day this week at all locations with some of the biggest store-wide savings of the year, including a double sales tax discount or no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest financing for up to 5 years.
Living rooms to bedrooms, dining sets to mattresses. Save big and make your home a space that everyone can enjoy.
And with a double sales tax discount, it's the perfect time to get your home ready for the holidays.
During the Veterans Day sale at Walker's.
Man, I can take real good care of you. See? Works perfectly for you, right?
At Craig Swap & Associates, we don't get paid until you win.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
Dupixent can help people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. So this is better, even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
My credit score is more than just a number. It's my future. P1FCU knows how important it is too, which is why it's so easy to check your score every time you check your online banking. It's a piece of cake. Plus, it doesn't just let you check your score, it gives you recommendations on how to improve it. It also shows you how different things could be affecting your score.
Open your P1FCU checking account at p1fcu.org and start earning today.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Hey, Luke, I am so excited to host the CMA Awards again.
Nashville, here we come. Hey, tight, honey, got a pocket full of money and I'm headed straight home to you. Landy, what are you doing here?
I'm hosting the CMA Awards with y'all. I think I can add something you ain't never had before.
Like what?
Like humor, style, a little bell-bottom flair.
I guess we do need you, Landy.
That's the spirit. Y'all ready to do this?
I can pull off bell bottoms.
Sure you can, buddy.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, 2 popular books are flying off shelves following Donald Trump's re-election. We'll tell you which ones and what one of the authors has to say tonight at 11.
Your planning forecast. Hazy sunshine tomorrow, a high of 51. That's about 5 degrees above average. Rain holding off until late Saturday and into Sunday. Looks like a wet Veterans Day. And snow levels will begin dropping, but I wouldn't count on any sign of snow down in the valleys.
Okay. Yeah. But, yeah, we should remind everybody again that Lookout Pass is going to be open tomorrow. They're going to have runs on the front side. They're hoping to open a few more on Saturday. So I bet you there'll be a decent amount of skiers and snowboarders just dying to be, first ones up on the mountain.
Aren't you off tomorrow?
Oh, that is a good point.
Interesting.
Very good timing there, Chris. Well, we have a lot more coming up for you tonight on Nightside at 11 o'clock. Of course, Chris will have your full forecast again. You can send us some emails about your questions as to whether she'll be on the slopes. Send in your emails.
I'll be on the sidelines, actually.
That's right.
Very nice. Thanks so much for being with us here on 4 News Now at 6. We hope you'll join us tonight at 11 for Nightside.